Verdo's First Nations Career Immersion Day was created to inspire, empower and unlock opportunities for our next generation of leaders. Verdo has changed the traditional Career Expo to a unique and different event where students can engage one-on-one with community leaders and providers, training organisations and employers. Today, students from across Orange have come together to help define, shape and plan their own career path. Verdo has chosen Indigenous leaders, entrepreneurs and major regional employers to share their journey and inspire students to action. Our goal is to immerse students in possibility, to show them what's achievable and to equip them with practical steps they can take today and into the future. Today is more than inspiration, it is opportunity, connection, transformation. Verdo will support this ongoing journey with students into real job opportunities, mentorship and support.
It's about our kids being more intimate with the providers in our community, but also hear those stories from our Aboriginal workers that have already gained the success of, like, we've had a guest speaker about, he's from a Wellington boy, and he works with Qantas now, and he's selling his food there. Kurt Bean with his football career. Oh my gosh, and what he's been doing in our community. So that's what it's about. It's about them being more one-on-one, hearing those good stories, so then they know that it's possible for them.
It's split up into little groups and you can get your questions in more easily and not have to push in or wait for other people to stop talking.
This Career Expo has opened up my eyes and it's made me see the amount of pathways I have in my future.
I think they're more comfortable being in this environment than they would be just in an open stall area. It almost forces the participants into engaging. We've been to a lot of careers expos where, again, you've got that stall and people will float around and you might get one or two really good questions and you get one or two really engaged people, but I think it can also detract from those that do want to make the most of it. They might come into here with, I've got no questions, I don't want to work in mining, for example. And then by the end of it, it's, oh, what's that? What's that? Why do you do that? Why do you do that? So I think being able to gather their attention and focus in on one particular topic, you get the most out of the participants.
Just having more pathways to be able to look at after school and like during TAFE and all that, being able to like look at it differently, you know. Like at first I didn't really think about it as much, but like after today, you know, like I have much more things to look at and like look towards afterwards.
The kids are actually engaged in dialogue with the presenters. I think the small groups do a really good job. Kids are working with kids from outside of their cohort, but also with, and so the questions that they get to ask are really pertinent to them. By being locally based as well with the presenters, I think that familiarity just with the region but also with families is really good as well. The advice I'd give to students is just make sure you're here and make sure you ask some questions. I think all the kids are better off for having been here today. I think it's great for them to see these role models and these First Nations people sharing their stories and their successes, and I think it also just encourages the kids to start thinking about their futures more, which is really important as well.